At noon on March 3, the Korean entertainment industry experienced one of its most explosive media shocks in years. A lengthy, emotionally charged letter from Park Bom sent the entire K-pop ecosystem into crisis mode. Yet to frame this merely as an internal idol feud would be reductive. What unfolded is not simply a clash between individuals, it is a collision between mental health, corporate power structures, and South Korea's fraught perception of prescription stimulants. A confession, or an indictment? In her letter, Park Bom directly accused Dara of using illegal substances and claimed that she herself had been turned into a scapegoat to conceal a more serious scandal. She implicated YG Entertainment, its founder Young Hyun-suk, and producer Teddy Park, while urging CL to stop collaborating with those she believes helped suppress the truth. What stands out is not merely the intensity of her accusations, but the framework of her argument. Park Bom does not simply deny drug use, she reframes the Adderall scandal as a medical and regulatory misunderstanding rather than moral wrongdoing. She reiterates that she was diagnosed with ADD and prescribed Adderall as treatment. In doing so, she shifts the discourse from ethics to medicine. Adderall, the thin line between treatment and criminalization. The 2010 case, made public in 2014, centered on Park Bom importing Adderall from the United States into South Korea. In the US, the medication is commonly prescribed for ADHD/ADD. In South Korea at the time, awareness of attention disorders was limited, and regulatory frameworks surrounding central nervous system stimulants were far less defined. Park Bom has consistently maintained that the police investigation concluded without indictment. However, within South Korea's idol industry, where public image is synonymous with moral purity, any association with stimulants can amount to career death. The aftermath was devastating. A 5-year hiatus from the stage, stalled activities for 2NE1, and ultimately the group's disbandment in 2016. The deeper question remains, if this was a medical issue, why was it treated as a moral crime? And if there truly was a scapegoat, who benefited from her downfall? Public reaction and questions of stability. In the wake of the letter, public discourse quickly shifted toward Park Bom's mental health. According to a source cited by Asin, she is currently experiencing severe psychological distress, and the letter was written during a period of instability. Signs of vulnerability had surfaced long before this incident: heavily filtered and distorted selfies, controversial posts, including referring to Lee Min-ho as her husband, and visible exhaustion during performances. In October 2025, her agency D Nation Entertainment confirmed that she was emotionally unstable and required urgent rest and treatment. Here lies a paradox: if Park Bom is indeed in crisis, does that invalidate her claims? Or could her psychological state itself be the consequence of a decade-long stigma branding her as a drug addict? Corporate power and the architecture of silence. Within the K-pop industry, agencies do more than manage schedules, they control narratives. If Park Bom's allegations hold any truth, the Adderall case could represent a textbook example of corporate image preservation at the expense of an individual artist. Dara has publicly denied any involvement with illegal substances. Meanwhile, YG Entertainment, Young Hyun-suk, Teddy Park, and CL have remained silent. Strategically, silence is a familiar crisis management tactic: neither confirm nor deny, and allow public attention to dissipate. However, 2026 is not 2014. Social media decentralizes narrative authority. A single letter can resurrect a decade-old controversy overnight. My soul is screaming, a patient's plea or a final accusation? The letter concludes with the haunting line, "My soul is screaming." This is not mere melodrama, it signals a battle over identity. Park Bom wants to be seen as a patient who sought legitimate treatment for ADD, not as a symbol of illicit drug use. From a sociological standpoint, this controversy exposes 3 structural tensions. Persistent stigma surrounding mental health in South Korea. Public confusion between prescribed medication and narcotics. The entertainment industry's prioritization of corporate image over individual vulnerability. What happens next? If silence persists from the accused parties, the focus may gradually shift toward Park Bom's health rather than the substance of her allegations. But if official responses emerge, K-pop could face renewed scrutiny of its past crisis management and power dynamics. At present, definitive conclusions remain premature. Yet one fact is undeniable: this controversy transcends personal grievance. It is a stress test for how K-pop confronts mental health, legal nuance, and its own institutional memory. Park Bom may be in turmoil. But through that turmoil, she has forced an entire industry to revisit a chapter many believed was closed. And sometimes, what is most unsettling is not the accusation itself, but the possibility that it contains a fragment of truth.